Welcome to our channel Crime Loom, the place where true crime stories come alive. It begins with a calm winter night in Paris. The kind of night when the streets glow softly and the Ritz Hotel stands like a palace of gold. But beneath that beauty, something dangerous is moving. 5 men, masked and silent, walk toward the entrance with a plan bold enough to shock an entire city. In just a few minutes, the sound of breaking glass will echo through the halls. Guests will run for cover. Police will race toward the famous place Vendôme, and a crime worth millions will unfold in front of terrified witnesses. No one inside the hotel knows it yet, but one wrong move is about to turn a perfect plan into complete chaos. This is the true story of the Paris Ritz Jewelry Heist. A heist that began with confidence, but ended in disaster. On a cold winter evening in January 2018, the Ritz Hotel in Paris stood glowing against the dark sky. The hotel was famous for its golden lights, its royal history, and the luxury boutiques inside that displayed diamonds worth millions. Guests moved in and out of the lobby with shopping bags, suitcases, and warm coats, enjoying the comfort of one of the world's most elegant hotels. No one imagined that, within minutes, the calm atmosphere would be shattered by a carefully planned jewelry heist. It was January 10th. Just after 6:30 in the evening when 5 men approached the hotel. They kept their faces covered with scarves and hoods, trying to blend into the busy Paris streets. They had studied the location for weeks, watching how the guards moved, when the jewelry shops were busiest and which doors were easiest to access. They knew the Ritz was home to displays filled with rare jewels, including diamonds and watches that sparkled under bright lights. To them, it was the perfect target. 3 of the men walked toward a side entrance of the hotel. The other 2 stayed outside on a scooter, preparing to act as lookouts and getaway drivers. The 3 inside moved quietly at first, walking through the hallway like regular visitors. But hidden under their jackets were hatchets and a handgun. They had no intention of leaving without the treasures they had come for. The moment they reached the jewelry display area, everything changed. The men pulled out the hatchets and raised them high. In an instant, the hallway filled with the sharp, violent sound of glass smashing. Guests gasped in shock. Some screamed, others froze, confused by what they were hearing. The thieves swung again and again, shattering the thick glass cases that held trays of sparkling treasures. The robbers worked with speed and purpose. They grabbed handfuls of jewelry, bracelets, rings, necklaces, and watches, glittering pieces worth millions of euros. The jewels fell into their bags with heavy clinks, each sound marking another piece stolen. Nearby staff tried to stay calm, guiding guests away from the scene and warning them to take shelter. But the chaos spread quickly, and within moments, alarms began to sound through the hotel. Outside, the 2 accomplices kept watch. They heard the alarms, but remained ready, scanning the streets for police. Their scooter engine was running, prepared for a fast escape. But the operation inside was not going as smoothly as they hoped, as the 3 thieves tried to leave with their bags of stolen jewels. An unexpected problem changed everything. One of the hotel's security doors automatically locked when the alarm went off. The thieves reached the door, expecting it to open, but instead they found it impossible to push through. Their planned escape route had vanished. For a moment, they tried to break the door, but it was reinforced. The seconds were slipping away. The sounds of alarm filled the hallways. Guests were guided toward safe rooms. Staff whispered to each other, trying to understand how many robbers were inside. Meanwhile, the 3 thieves were growing desperate. They ran through the hotel, searching for another exit. But police officers were already on their way, because the Ritz was located in Place Vendôme, an area known for luxury stores. Officers were always nearby. They responded within minutes. As soon as they reached the hotel, they rushed inside and surrounded the area where the robbery had taken place. The robbers tried to hide, but there was no time. Police moved quickly, catching the men before they could escape the building. The stolen jewelry packed in their bags was recovered from them. Outside, the 2 accomplices realized their plan was falling apart. They sped away on the scooter, turning sharp corners, weaving through traffic, and trying to avoid police patrols. In their rush, some of the stolen jewelry fell from their bags and dropped onto the street. Later that night, officers found pieces of gold and diamonds on the ground, scattered like clues leading away from the hotel. These items were eventually returned to the Ritz. News of the robbery spread almost instantly. Videos from people standing outside the hotel showed flashing lights, police cars, and officers blocking the entrance. Witnesses described hearing glass breaking and seeing masked men running. Some said it reminded them of a movie scene, quick, loud, and full of sudden fear. In the days that followed, investigators learned more about the group. Many of the men had criminal records. The police believed they were connected to a larger network involved in robberies across France. The gang had chosen the Ritz because of its wealth and reputation, but they underestimated the hotel's security systems and the fast response of the police. The 3 men captured inside the hotel were taken into custody, facing serious charges. Investigators reviewed security footage, interviewed workers, and pieced together the timeline of the heist. The story became a national topic, appearing in newspapers, talk shows, and online discussions. People around the world were amazed that such a daring robbery happened inside one of Paris's most luxurious hotels. Meanwhile, the 2 men who escaped remained on the run. Police searched neighborhoods, checked camera footage from nearby streets, and questioned anyone who might have seen the scooter. Over time, they recovered most of the jewelry the men had dropped during their escape. Only a small amount was still missing. Possibly sold on the black market or hidden somewhere in the city, life at the Ritz slowly returned to normal. Workers replaced the broken glass, cleaned up the damage, and restored the famous jewelry displays. Guests returned, but many continued to talk about the robbery. Some visitors quietly pointed toward the hallway where the glass had shattered, imagining the chaos that had happened only weeks before. Security around Place Vendôme became even stronger after the incident. Guards increased patrols, hotels added new alarms, and luxury stores improved their protections. The robbery served as a warning that even high-end locations with strong security needed to be prepared for bold criminals willing to take big risks. As the months passed, more details about the robbers came out. Detectives discovered their planning notes, their communication methods, and the mistakes that ultimately led to the failure of their plan. The locked door inside the hotel became one of the most talked-about details. A single automatic security system, triggered by the alarm, had trapped the thieves and allowed police to catch them. It was a reminder that even the smallest unexpected event can change the course of a crime. People continued to share the story online, fascinated by the combination of glamour, danger, and foolish mistakes. Some described the heist as ambitious, but poorly executed. Others saw it as a dramatic reminder that crime rarely goes as smoothly as planned. The robbers hoped to walk away with millions, but most of them ended up arrested, and the rest were forced into hiding. The Paris Ritz Jewelry Heist of 2018 remains a memorable event because it shows how quickly a calm, beautiful place can become the center of chaos. It shows how trained police, strong security systems, and simple luck can turn a crime upside down. And it shows that even the world's most famous and wealthy locations are not immune to danger. Years later, people still remember the sound of breaking glass, the flashing lights of police cars, and the sight of officers escorting the arrested men out of the hotel. It became a story told in documentaries, news reports, and crime discussions. The Ritz returned to its luxurious routine, but the memory of that night stayed alive. The heist is often described as a mixture of bravery and stupidity. The gang dared to target one of the most secure hotels in Paris, but they overlooked important details. Their escape plan depended on everything going perfectly, and when one small part failed, everything collapsed. It became a lesson in how unpredictable real life can be, even for those who think they have planned for every possibility. Today, when people walk through Place Vendôme, they see beauty, history, and elegance. But if they know the story, they can almost imagine the scene that unfolded in 2018, the noise. The panic, the rush of police, and the glittering jewels scattered on the street. It remains one of the most dramatic robberies in recent French history, a story that reminds everyone that crime may be exciting in movies, but in real life it often ends very differently than expected. The night of the Ritz heist ended with flashing police lights, broken glass, and a plan that collapsed faster than anyone expected. What began as a bold robbery turned into a story of panic, mistakes, and unexpected twists. 3 men left the hotel in handcuffs, and 2 vanished into the city, leaving behind a trail of dropped jewels shining on the pavement. Paris slowly returned to normal, but the memory of that night never truly faded. It remains a reminder that even the most daring crimes can fall apart in seconds, and that greed often leads people exactly where they don't want to be. As time moves on, the truth of the 2018 Ritz heist still echoes through Place Vendôme. A story of ambition, failure, and the price paid for chasing millions. For watching more amazing videos like this, subscribe our channel Crime Loom.